is a privilege and it is an honor to be here today at this great school to be commissioning a 200-bed dormitory. We are here in the midst of discussion of where we are going as a country. I want to share a few remarks about the direction that the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is taking this country. Our strategic focus as a government is to build a Ghana beyond aid. That is the strategic focus. We believe that this country has been blessed by the Almighty God, and we can be as good and better than any other country in this whole world. We believe we can do that. We can be the best, and that is why we should never be intimidated. The girls in this school can be the very best that you can be if you put your mind to it. We are going to build this new Ghana because the Ghana we inherited was a Ghana that was not working. It was a Ghana where all the meat had finished and we were left with the bones, and we could not pay for basic services. We are going to build a nation. We are building a nation. We are not just building infrastructure. And some people think that governance is just about infrastructure. No, infrastructure is part of it. But building a nation takes ideas. It takes policies. That is what builds a nation. It's not even your oil or your diamonds or your gold, but ideas and policies. That is what changes direction. And so Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has come in with ideas to transform agriculture, ideas to transform the education of this country, ideas to digitize the economy and modernize the economy, ideas to strengthen our health system, ideas to make sure that nobody is left behind, that the social network in terms of our social interventions is such that nobody is left behind, that the infrastructure that we build is not just built in a few places, but it's available in every district in this country that we can point to, so that everybody benefits from this. And it is these ideas that have driven the policies of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Of course, education has become a key part of our policies. We want to build a nation which is an educated nation, because all the evidence shows that countries which pay attention to education are those that prosper, those that develop. And so we are paying attention to education from the KG level all the way to the university level. And that is what we are doing. Of course, we have our signature policy so far, which is the free senior high school education that the Deputy Minister for Education talked about and Dasebere also mentioned. Yes, free senior high school education is affording 1.2 million children an opportunity to have an education. But we have not only done that. In the education sector, we have waived the fees for the people writing, the students writing the BECE examination as well as the WACC examination as well. They are all going to write without paying any examination fees. In this context of education, we have restored the teacher training allowance. We've restored the nursing training allowance. And we have abolished utility bills for tertiary students. We have also made postgraduate medical training in Ghana free. So you are looking at a number of policies that together we are enhancing our ability to access education and also to get quality education. But Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has said that even though free SHS has worked and it has succeeded to a large extent, we don't want our children, when they finish free SHS, to only stay there. We want them to go up to university. And we are going to make sure that happens.
That in the 21st century, the only way you transform your country is when you get the vast majority of the people to move up in terms of education, to improve their human capacity, and once you get that done, your nation is transformed forever. We are not going to be able to transform this country without sowing the seeds of equity and quality and ensuring that the vast majority of our people have access to education. And invariably, when we talk about this free senior high school, yes, we've done a fantastic job. The president has done so well, educating these young and beautiful women and boys that you find in other places. But it goes beyond the individual. The benefit of education to our nation is so transformative. The benefit is so tremendous that if a child from Bonkoko doesn't get educated, invariably we'll think it's, oh, that poor child who didn't get educated. What we forget is that the talent that God has given to that young man, to that young woman, what did not mature to the benefit of this nation. And there are so many children with great talent who never had the opportunity of secondary education, tertiary education, and a transformed life. And our nation is not where it ought to be because the vast majority of the people, those who came from homes where there was no money, did not get the opportunity for education.
Indeed, at this rate, we are optimistic that the double track system, which is a stopgap measure by government, will soon be a thing of the past in the Ashanti region. As we were assured, Nananum, by the Ashanti regional minister at one of his encounters with members of the Regional House of Chiefs in Kumasi, which happens to be the vice president, with of course Agratius Otumfuo, the permanent president. Mampong traditional area here, we boast of very important schools, making Mampong an important education hub in the country. A visit to the schools will dawn on you that some of the facilities, especially at the Mampong Technical College, etc., and here the headmistress highlighted on them. She just cited one. It's become a kind of a conglomerate dining hall, assembly hall, entertainment hall, preaching hall. I'm even tempted to add a disciplinary hall also. Please, our vice president, please bear this in mind. We need additional facilities to make them responsive to the demands brought on by the free HS program. If we create the University of Mampong, all these various institutions that we have over here will be put together, and then they constitute departments, etc., and so on and so forth. Government is not going to incur any extra income because you're already footing the bills from the human resource as capital right down to student as an incoming capital to drain the brains. It's government that is footing all this bill. Now here we are, 3 different buildings already paid for by Gov't Fund. Government has already expended some income on this. So if you create a university, all these institutions, group them together, nursing wing, health wing, education wing, agricultural wing, and then to be spearheaded by Winneba Campus. We have the lecturers already there. We have the professors already there. So please, next season, next regime, we expect you to create this institution, University of Mampong, for all.